Joining us now on the phone is Mayor Francis Zamora of San Juan. Good morning, Mayor. Thank you, as always, for taking our call.
Yes, good morning, Ria. Thanks for having me again on CNN.
Okay, Mayor, what can you tell us about the meeting among the Metro Manila Mayors last night? What did you guys discuss?
Well, we were presented all the pertinent data regarding both our health status and the economic status. So the DOH and the NEDA, they were both there. And some highlights that I would like to share with all of you. Number one, cases are very high. In fact, they are increasing. Next, the hospital utilization rates are also very high and are increasing. Deaths are increasing. All LGUs are still ongoing with their ayuda distribution. Vaccinations are ongoing and in full swing. And businesses are closed except for those that are allowed under ECQ. So what are the recommendations of the body as a whole? We have to further increase vaccination. We have to further increase health systems capacity, meaning we have to improve in terms of detecting the positive cases and isolating them a lot quicker, and improve all minimum health standards. So given all of this, the Metro Manila mayors have been asked to more or less give a recommendation, and there's a current votation ongoing now. Not all mayors have voted yet, and I believe that within the day, the voting will be done. And basically, we are all in a situation wherein this is all new to us, meaning it's the first time we had an ECQ with the Delta variant. So this has really further complicated the situation. It's really very difficult at this point because if you allow ECQ to continue, the businesses will really suffer. If you open up at this point, more people will die. So that's really the situation now, and it's very hard to make a decision.
All right, so is there at least a consensus among the mayors as to whether or not they want to extend the ECQ or lift restrictions somewhat?
We just had our meeting last night, and in fact, we ended almost 11:30 in the evening. So we will find out within the day what the preference will be. But remember, we are just purely recommendatory. At the end of the day, it's still the idea from the president that will make a decision. But something that I'd like to share with you also, one thing that mayors are questioning is the high utilization rate in tertiary hospitals. Because if patients from the provinces are currently confined in a tertiary hospital in the Metro Manila city, the data goes to that city, but they're not necessarily from that city. So some mayors also question the fact that they were put at a higher risk category, given the fact that these patients are not from these cities. And I am also one of those who have questioned that, because here in San Juan, we have Cardinal Santos Medical Center, whose capacity now is full in terms of COVID beds and COVID ICUs, but not all of these patients are from San Juan. But the data goes to us, and it seems like San Juan has very high cases, but in reality, they are not from our city. So that happens also in other cities.
Right. That actually leads me to my next question. So we've been seeing daily COVID cases of more than 10,000 for the whole country. How would you describe the situation in your city in San Juan? How are the hospitals and healthcare workers coping?
Cardinal Santos Medical Center is full, but the San Juan Medical Center, our primary hospital, we're only 55% occupancy at this point. So that means our local hospital can still accommodate COVID cases. We currently have 414 active cases, Ria, and just allow me to make a quick breakdown. 45% are asymptomatic, 52% are mild, only 1.69% are moderate, 0.24 are severe, and 0.24 are critical. That means most of our patients are really mild to asymptomatic, around 97% or 98% of them. And half of them are not vaccinated. So this gives us a picture of what we have to do. In fact, if half of these patients got vaccinated, then it follows that more or less our active cases will be cut in half immediately. And we don't have any critical or severe patient that is vaccinated. So all our critical and severe patients are unvaccinated. So this gives us a perspective of what we really have to do, which is to increase vaccination. And we are doing this. We have been given targets. All LGUs have been given targets in terms of the number of people we have to vaccinate daily. And I believe this can be done by the Metro Manila LGUs.
All right, so that's very interesting because we understand that your city vaccinated already, I think, 100% of the target population, right?
To be specific, San Juan has already vaccinated 120% of our target population, and that represents 84% of our total population. And what has herd immunity done for San Juan? It has given us the protection. Remember, when you get vaccinated with COVID-19, it does not mean you will not get COVID anymore. But our data shows us that if you indeed get COVID, even if you have been vaccinated, you remain to be mild to asymptomatic only. And this is the kind of protection that we want. And of course, there's still a big population of our citizens that have been vaccinated that do not have COVID at this point. So you indeed get the protection from the vaccination.
That's right. There is protection on some level if you do have the vaccine. Last question, Mayor, could you tell us a little bit about the status of ayuda distribution in San Juan?
Here in San Juan, we have distributed more than half of the funds downloaded to us. This is more than 50 million pesos already out of the 100 million allocated for us. We have been distributing with the last 7 days. In fact, even last Sunday, we distributed. So we are more or less right on track in finishing within 15 days. And I've been personally going around in all of the distribution sites to ensure adherence to all minimum health standards and protocols. So it's easier now compared to the last time because we already have a basis of whom to disperse to, because these are the same recipients that received last April. Now, if they do not claim for whatever reason, possibly some have passed away, some were locked down in the provinces, we give them ample time to come and claim. If they still do not, then we have to redistribute this to other low-income individuals.
All right, sounds like you've got everything under control there as much as is possible during this time. Thank you for taking our call. Again, San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora.